That famous line in that old Hollywood movie, "If you build it, they will come," holds very empowering belief, and a belief that pretty much sums up the American dream. But there is a limiting belief inside the calculations of most entrepreneurs when it comes to the cost of making it. Much like the old Hollywood saying, that's the price of fame. Today we're answering the question on every entrepreneur's mind: how much money, Moo-la, Cashola, does it take to become a household brand? I was recently standing before the majestic angel oak tree, a site on everyone's top 10 list of things to do in Charleston, South Carolina, in a city that was voted the #1 most beautiful city in the country and #2 most beautiful city in the world by Condé Nast. And Condé Nast knows the sights to see. Why is a singular tree on everyone's top 10 lists of sights to see in Charleston? Any guesses? Seriously, take a guess in your mind. Once you have your guess, you can see if there's a limiting belief inside your guess. Let's address the #1 limiting belief that I hear from my clients before building their brand like a hometown using the 10 landmarks of branding. Don't fret if this limiting belief has flown across your brain a few times like an old-timey plane carrying a banner in the sky. You're not alone. And old-timey is the key here, because this limiting belief is buried in the past, and it didn't carry much weight then. Now it carries only dead weight in that it holds only an illusion that holds you back. So, what is this most common limiting belief? That money buys brand loyalty. It doesn't. You might have guessed that a singular tree is on everyone's top 10 list of things to do because they pay for it to be on that list. You may have thought they probably paid for Charleston to be voted the most beautiful city in America. Some PR company or marketing company or investor had bought that status from Condé Nast to make Charleston a world-class brand. Maybe they promised ad space in all of Condé Nast magazines or some such deal. Here's the truth. Money doesn't buy brand loyalty. When I first started out as a namer, I was white labeled or hired as a ghost namer for gobs of household names for decades. I was kept completely under wraps because they don't want you to know the truth. The Fortune 100 companies don't want you to know how powerful brand loyalty is and how it can't be bought. The belief that brand loyalty costs big bucks stops most of their potential competition from even starting. Don't let that happen to you. It keeps potential badass entrepreneurs like you trapped in the analysis paralysis, trying to budget the price of success. This is wonderful news because brand loyalty is your business plan, and no one can outspend you on brand loyalty. They can only outbrand you. You could throw money everywhere, getting your name out there. Sure, money certainly can buy you 2 very expensive minutes in the Super Bowl ad time. I think it's upwards of $1 million. But money won't buy you brand loyalty when the branding isn't the right message for them. So how do you get the right message? Firstly, branding is never a dictation. It's always a conversation. What does this mean? It means you dictate that someone must believe in your brand. You can't pay someone to believe in your brand. You certainly can't pay them to come back again and again to your brand. You can't pay someone to love it so much they tell everyone about it. Brand loyalty is gained through trust, and trust is gained through consistency of messaging to what your ideal individuals value. That's that conversation thing I'm talking about, the listening part of the conversation. I'm not talking about what objects they value. I'm talking about listening to and understanding their core values and ethics. What do they need to survive, to thrive, to feel meaning in why they are alive? The #1 differentiator between billion-dollar brands and entrepreneurs isn't their ad budget. It's that they've built their brand as the home for the shared values and ethics of their ideal individuals, their brand community. When you consistently provide a home for their values and ethics, and they can see through every evolution of your company, you are there for them, upholding your brand promise, you earn their brand loyalty. It can't be bought. It can only be earned. So, why is Angel Oak a singular tree on everyone's top 10 sites to see in Charleston? A city brimming with sights to see. The cobblestone streets of the French Quarter, the coastline from the boat. I mean, it's gorgeous. People who come to Charleston, people who travel anywhere, want to touch the magic of a natural phenomenon. The Angel Oak tree is thought to be one of the oldest living beings in the country. She has kept growing through wars, through floods, through droughts, greed, progress, the industrial age, the information age, the pandemic, and now the instant gratification age. Never did this tree break off a branch to chase a trend just to fit in somewhere new. Never did this tree change her values because it made her park more profit. Never did this tree try to be a palm tree to cater to new audiences. Angel Oak is an example, a role model of consistency, of excellence, of perseverance, of longevity of growth. Isn't travel much like trying a new brand? At its core, an act of growth, of stretching our identity, our human experience on earth. Of course, we wish to touch the magic of growth at its most excellent. From tip to tip, the longest branch of the angel oak tree stretches out to reach 187 feet. That is more than half a football field with one branch. Consider the reach of your brand equivalent to how consistently you are helping your community survive and thrive with your brand promise. When your brand promise, your message can provide the same emotional or physical or intellectual or spiritual needs across all your products and services, all of your slogans and campaigns, all of your 10 branding landmarks, it can grow like the angel oak, and your community can grow like the angel oak's community has grown to be Condé Nast's #1 sight to see. It was never the money that made a company a household name. It was always the message, the empowering belief, the seed of truth it planted in the hearts of its brand community. What's yours? Can you state it clearly? Can you state it in the name like Payless, Best Buy, Geek Squad? Or in the slogan or tagline like Tom's Shoes, whose slogan, "One for One," was so successful that at one point there were about 1,800 companies who had adopted it as a giving model. Talk about a successful campaign. Or in a completely opposite direction, but a clear brand promise right in the tagline, Vegas, what happens here stays here. Is your brand promise clear in your logo, your website, social media, your campaigns, your products and services? Let's make today's talk about a singular branch of thought to follow. A great brand is a great promise kept, and consistency creates brand loyalty, and brand loyalty is your business plan. I hope you enjoyed our talk today and it helped you move from analysis paralysis to creation of a brand promise that touches the heart of your ideal audience so you can grow like the angel oak tree into everyone's favorite place to ground themselves and how they survive and thrive with your brand's products again and again. I release new videos every Tuesday and Thursday. Consider them your own personal masterclass in brand building and becoming an inspiration to millions. And as always, I leave you with our motto, our brand promise, our reason to survive and thrive so you can too. Love what you do and love how you do it. Thanks for watching. Don't miss out on a single thing. Subscribe below. And here's something else I think you'll love.